what are your what's your perspective on what kind of products and companies lend themselves to usage-based pricing?
Yeah, so I wrote a pretty lengthy article on this. And it was really just looking at the public companies that are leveraging usage-based pricing and grouping them. So not surprising, a ton of what we call lower in the stack companies do usage-based pricing. So I wouldn't say low value added companies, but there's lower in the stack. It's Snowflake, right? It's some utility computing. AWS isn't a SaaS company, but they do a tremendous job of usage-based pricing. And those are relatively high cost of goods sold businesses. And literally that's why they adopted usage-based pricing. And the guy at Snowflake said, well, we had to because, we had these direct costs on the other side. It wasn't like this brilliant strategy to drive NDR, but it's working. And it is a good alignment done right. The other really interesting group is like the other end of the stack, right? So you've got lower in the stack, and then you've got any SaaS applications that touch revenue. There's an aggregation of usage-based pricing there. So it's e-commerce companies, it's payment companies, and they do have some direct costs, but I think the bigger driver there is it aligns so well with value, right? Like, oh, my e-commerce store sold X. I'm happy to pay a percentage of that, because I won't be paying more for my store unless it's generating more. So if you're a company and you can find a metric that aligns itself to revenue, I think that's a fantastic place to try to start with some usage-based pricing. So we're seeing marketing companies do that. HubSpot's a great example because HubSpot uses seat-based pricing for Salesforce management, right? Because your value is being delivered to a person, a salesperson, right? On the marketing side, they don't. They base it on contacts, and contacts are a proxy for, well, your marketing universe is bigger, so hopefully you're generating more revenue. So they use different metrics based on sort of where the value was created.